Good morning. Today we're going to have a short little walkthrough of some of the features within AuthorPubCheck. Not going to give a detailed how-to for every feature. We'll do separate videos for those based on the features, but today is just kind of a walkthrough of what is available within the platform. So, when you first sign in, it's going to bring you to a dashboard, which is going to give you, based on the various checklists you've completed to date, your current state is to what it recommends as the next thing that you deal with, and your calendar for, it's basically your to-do tracker. You'll find that when you get to the checklists, if it is something you want to work on, you can click add to calendar and schedule a date as to when that's going to go. And then in the future, if some of the larger tasks that may be multi-step as far as getting ready for a particular launch or a particular ad campaign or some ad testing that's multi-step, it would add each of those individual to-do items based on the recommended scheduling. So, Amazon content, this is a section that's going to help you visualize your A+ layout for Amazon. It'll actually, if you have any assets, you can start uploading them. And as you look at the various templates, it's going to show you the modules that are available, the image size that a particular block is requiring, and then required and or optional fields. So it just kind of helps you get an idea of how the layout's going to look before you actually get into the platform. If you have integrated with OpenRouter, it'll actually allow you to generate images in the platform and resize them to the pixel size that Amazon's currently requiring. Author discovery. This is a authors supporting other authors type area feature where eventually you may want to have some time to actually read instead of writing, and so each author is allowed to nominate a single one of their works, so whichever one that they want currently have attention put on, and then it'll be discoverable by other authors, and then they can link to it and do some KDP possibly for that book, get you some a dollar or two. It is specifically not any type of review system. Amazon is just too picky with that. We don't want to test those waters. We don't want any of our users getting blocked or anything for any kind of exchange swaps. Assessments. These are just kind of based on, for each of the series you have or each of the books you have, just kind of a quick where you're at in the process of going through various checklists, and allows you to fill in what it thinks might be the next section for that coming up next. Pretty clearly, the book section allows you to add your books, and within a book, various editions. So if you have an ebook edition, you have a paperback edition, you have a hardback edition, you can add those. You can edit it. So basic information when you add a book. We'll cover that in a feature. There are options based on, again, whether or not you have the API integration. You can either just scan your KDP URL and it'll try and grab some of the basic information as far as the cover and the description, and you can even do a manuscript upload and it'll do a full in-depth analysis and try and get you a lot of the other type metadata out of the actual manuscript. Calendar, as we mentioned, this allows you to schedule additional things, kind of see what's coming up based on the scope that you put in for the next week, next 90 days. And the checklists. This is kind of where this whole platform started, because once you publish your book, now you have to put on all this other hats, and tell you, it's pretty overwhelming, at least in the beginning, to like, what all do I need to do? So, some of the very simplest things is, now claim your author profile. And so the checklist is kind of going to try and tell you what you need to do. It's going to tell you what you gain, what you want to do it. It allows you to, again, schedule that. If you want to see a YouTube video, it'll go through and do a YouTube search on that particular topic and give you an idea there. If you want to ask AI, and this is pretty much for all the checklist items, when you ask AI, it's going to give you a prompt that is scoped to whatever book or series or whatever that you're working on that task for right now. And you can copy the prompt. You can edit it before you grab it, but you can copy the prompt and just take it to your chat agent if you don't have an integration, and allow you to paste it and then kind of get the idea and the guide on how to handle that task. And then if you have it integrated with OpenRouter, you could actually run it here in the platform and it'll give you back the feedback directly. And then, once you have that done, you can say, hey, I'm done with this task, and then it'll take it off your checklist of to-do items. You do some analysis as to your call to action systems, how much of your email list, your sales system, and areas that are going well for you. Series, that is one of the paid tier options, but you can do for series. Free tier, you definitely have books, you have pen names, and author is just your own individual. It's not much, you don't collect any real PII, but basically the only real thing here is if on the dashboard you wanted to say who your name is, you can come into settings. You'll see when we get there to put in a name, but that's about the only identifiable information, and you don't have to use it, and it doesn't have to be really you. ISBNs, if you've purchased them, and if you've done a bulk purchase, you can track those, you can input those, and then make sure you have assigned it to the various either paperback or hardback or wherever they're going for that. We'll come back to marketing. Pen names, free, you get one. Paid, you can get multiple. I think it's 3, 5. I'll have to look. Recommended tools. This again is kind of just authors helping authors. What are the software tools that you're out there using? And so it allows you to add. It'll try and do a dedupe, so if it's already been added, it'll just give you the option to upvote. And then of course, since it copies the URL, you can always go and then visit the site that it's linked to. Series is just that. It lets you define a series and assign which books are in the series. Settings, again, this is where you put your name, and where I mentioned the OpenRouter integration. It allows you to save various models that you want to use by default, whether it's just text only, if you want an image model. Once you have your API key, you can even check your balance live to see how much you have left. If you find that all of the AI checks in here, it's literally just pennies if you're running it this way. And even image generation is, for a whole A+ is going to probably be less than $1 for you. Support. That's just where you can open up support tickets to us, create a new ticket and interact with us, or if you have a feature you want to recommend, or if you found a bug or a problem, and we'll be able to interact with you that way. And now the largest feature, marketing, okay? This is where it can do the manuscript inspection if you have it in there for a lot of the areas that it can get out of just a manuscript. It'll try and do that analysis for you. and then it'll inspect for your particular title, or you can do it by series. But if you have a particular title, um, you can see exactly what's applicable to that. Um, this one doesn't have the keywords defined yet, so it doesn't, but once I define the keywords, it would be able to. Let me see, do I have them here? I do not. I think I have them here. So here, we'd be able to do either a copy to prompt, and otherwise we can run research. And what that's going to do is going to go through and try and analyze, based on your blurb that you have defined, and the other information that you were able to populate, what the title was, a subtitle, even your cover image, if it's able to see the image, and just kind of see how well they align with one another. So it's going to give you a full text report. Realize that that's not exactly the most user-friendly, so we give you the ability to visualize that output, primarily the action items that are probably what you want to look at initially. You can save it, download it in PDF, print it. You can look at the full report, and it'll look at everything, how well your audience fit versus your blurb, and it's just basic feedback, just to give you a good feeling that what I've aligned, and if not, maybe there's some things I need to change. Let's see. Reusable marketing elements. Okay, so this is if you're going to get into actual advertising on Facebook or Meta, you're going to want to approach it a bit systematically. And so this system just helps you set it up, because you're going to want to have a set of taglines, your headlines, your testimonials, and various images. And then you want to have to combine them and run some limited testing and get some feedback to find out which combination is going to work best for you before you actually start putting in the big money. And that's what this setting up the measurement, it helps you set up Amazon attributions. Again, we'll have a video on more detailed on actually how that works, but it just kind of sets you up and walking through that process. Another feature we have here is it tries to, if you can scrub what your current rankings are. We're working on getting this done via an AI scrub, but Amazon sometimes blocks those, so it's not as consistent as we prefer. So we're offering the ability to just paste it in, and then it'll scrub, and then you can select which particular item you want to look at, and it'll give you the trend chart for that particular category and where you're at. It does allow you to annotate, so let's see, I think I did in here. So if you have, well, I was running a promotion, and it's hard to remember when you did something, but this will add an annotation on the chart, so you can say, oh, this was the last day of my ad campaign, or I was doing a promo during these days, and kind of see and impact how that's going against for you. And then we can do some just AI generalizations, where you may want to improve the book hook and tell it which parts of the metadata that you want to be able to include in the prompt. And so again, it just kind of gives you, you can copy it, paste it into your chat engine, or go ahead and run it through your integration. So I know that was very quick, but it's just a quick rundown of a lot of the features in the platform. We're continuing to work on it pretty much non-stop, so if you come back in a month, there'll probably be another 2 or 3 features. So thank you, and have a great day.